Hello guys. Now today's point is strings are immutable in Java. So what is the meaning of immutable? Immutable is simply means it's unmodifiable or unchangeable. Once you assign a value to the string, that value you cannot change it, but you can reassign the strings. So I will explain with an example also. Just check the example here. The string s is equal to dkt. Suppose dkt is a value assigned to the s, and suppose I do s dot concat. So concat is a method available for the string class. It is inbuilt method available, and if I use this with an object s dot concat and I append the string like Ichalkaranji. So what basically happens with a normal any other classes, if you are working on any object, then it modifies the state of an object, right? So, but in case of a string in Java, strings are immutable. That means when you try to do this s dot concat Ichalkaranji, and if you try to print SOP statement s, that is a string s, so in that case the output is dkt only. It is not a dkt Ichalkaranji. So why these things are happened? Because in a Java, string maintains the string literal pool, and if you if we modify the state of the object using the like such kind of things s dot concat or any other method, so it is breaking the security of the strings. Why they maintain the string literal pool or string pool? Basically just to improve the performance of the string, and that's why the Java developers forcefully you can say the maintain the strings are immutable. So you cannot modify the state of the object once it is defined, but you can reassign the value to the existing reference variable. That means to this s variable you can reassign it like s is equal to s dot concat Ichalkaranji. So in that case, now s, if you print it, now it is a dkt Ichalkaranji. So always this is very interesting question normally asked at the time of interview. Why strings are immutable? So strings are immutable in Java, 100% true. And why it is immutable? Because string maintains its literal pool when you assign a string to its variable. And if you try to modify the data of existing variable, and if that data is referred with the different number of variables, in that case if any one of the variable is modify the state of the object, then automatically other variable also get the modified state, and this should not happen. Yes, and that's why they maintain the strings are immutable. So I just explain you with an example. I suppose I do like this. Okay, now I just execute this program. Now look the output. String s is a dkt. It is this Ichalkaranji is not concatenated to the previous string. So what you have to do is s is equal to s dot concat. Now when you run the program, now it's a dkt Ichalkaranji. So this s object is reassigned here. So you are modifying the reference variable, you are not modifying the object. So that's why strings are immutable, and you have to take a precaution at the time of when you pass the argument to the string, or when you manipulate a string in a programs. So we if we want to work on the concat operation, append operations without reassigning the things, the specific classes are available like a string buffer and string builder in Java. So that you can use to do the strings mutable. Okay, but if you use a straightforward string as a class in a Java, so 100% strings are immutable in Java. Okay, so look here in a description, string are constant, their values cannot be changed after they are created. String buffer supports mutable strings because string objects are immutable, they cannot be shared. Okay, so in this example, if I assign a dkt, in that case, so if I concatenate, so dkt now here dkt kept in a separate memory location, and in here I am reassigning this Ichalkaranji after concatenation to again S. So now S is pointing to dkt Ichalkaranji. So this pointer removes the dkt reference and it points to the dkt Ichalkaranji as a new string. Are you getting? So this is the thing. So it is immutable. Dkt also present, but you cannot now refer it. But dkt Ichalkaranji now you can refer it because you reassigned the object. Or here we do one thing. String. Here we do S2. Are you getting? Now S2 is a dkt Ichalkaranji and S is your dkt. Okay, now check the output. Now this is S2, string S2. Okay, that is your, and here string S is your initial string. Now check the output. First is string S is a dkt and second S2 is a dkt Ichalkaranji. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can make a comment on the comment box. Now just go through some of the methods of a string class is available here. So caret, so you can find out the character of particular index in a string. So compare to ignore case, that means a capital alphabet, and suppose hello in all alphabets are capital and hello in all alphabets are small. If you want to compare both strings, and if you want to ignore the case, it is a title case, sorry, it is a uppercase or lowercase, in that case you can use a compare to ignore case. Concat, you can use in concat to concat the string, but you have to reassign the string after concatenation. If you want to check the sequence of characters, then whether it contains in a string, suppose particular alphabet, if you want to check it, so contains method is used. The length, if you find the length of the string, then it will give you the length of the string using length method. ToString method, which will help you to return the string of the current object. The trim, which removes the white spaces from the string. Suppose hello, welcome back, suppose I type here, so hello, after that space, then welcome, then space, then again back. So if you apply a trim on that string, so the continuous word will come hello without space, welcome back. Okay, so hello, welcome back, it is a single string. It will remove the white spaces. Then the uppercase, two lowercase, these methods are available for string related operations. So some of the functions are listed here, methods are listed here. Other methods you can refer a Java documentation for that. String class is available in java.language package. In a language package, you just go through the methods of a string class, then the all details you will find. Okay. Now another class is available is a string buffer class. So string buffer class is also available in a java.language package. It is also a final class, that means you cannot allow you to create a subclass of the string buffer class, but this is a mutable class. So string is immutable, but string buffer is a mutable class, because string buffer you have only one option when you create an object using a new operator. It will not maintain your strings in a buffer pool. Okay, now look here, sb.append Ichalkaranji. So what is the state of the SB? The state of the SB is now dkt, and when you are using an append, so now SB is modified and SB dot append, it will perform decay Ichalkaranji. And now here, sorry, here is a typing mistake. Here SOP statement is SB, it should be SB, and now SB is a decay Ichalkaranji. So string buffer is a mutable class, string is a immutable class. So using string buffer you can modify the state of the object state of the string. Okay, another classes are available related to the string tokenizer and string builder. String builder is also mutable class, and here also you can modify the state of the object. String tokenizer, what is use of a string tokenizer? I will just give an hint. You have to study both classes properly. This is your homework. So string tokenizer means within a string, if you want to find patterns, for example, you have a comma separated values or colon separated values, a list of comma separated values are available, or colon or any other symbol or space, then string tokenizer class will help you. So you have to just create an instance and you have to give an input to the string tokenizer as a string, and then you have to pass the pattern, what type of tokens you want to find on the basis of which character. Suppose I want to find out the only words from the given statement. That means how you will find the words. So after one word you have a space, so space is your token, correct? Or if you have a sequence of numbers with a comma and you want only numbers, so in that case you can get a numbers and comma is your token. Okay, so these type of things you can perform using string tokenizer. String builder is also used for the like how string buffer is used. Only one is a threadsafe class, another is not a threadsafe class, and that's why the question is given to you is what is the difference between string buffer and string builder class. So I am already explaining this. I'm giving you a hint, that is one is a threadsafe class, another is a not a threadsafe class. So threadsafe and what is a safety of a thread and what is unsafety of a thread. That means in a multi-threading, when you deal with the strings, so it should be a threadsafe class, it should be a mutable, it should be when you are performing synchronization and not synchronization operations on a string, so at that time the object of the string buffer or string builder should work properly. So in that case, here one class is a threadsafe and another is it is not a threadsafe. So you have to just find out which is threadsafe and which is not threadsafe. You just go through the standard resource materials, you will get the answer of this. Okay, so I stop here. Thank you.